You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today, but let's see what we got to start off here. Come on, computer, work with me, will you? We've got, we got to continue with Uncle Rico, make sure everything's set up. Bing, bang, boom, ching, chang, chong. Can't say that. That's discriminatory. Here we go.
Yo, Brian, it's your Uncle Rico.
What up?
Hey, y'all, Andy called in talking about the consensus big board, and we know that's an average of boards.
Yeah.
But whose boards are these? Are they like just media people? I don't know.
Well, that was part of the question that I even had raised, right? That you run into an issue. You want more data to make it more useful, because otherwise you're averaging two. I mean, which you could, I guess. You could take two guys you trust and average it and be like, there you go. But generally, if you want more of a consensus or whatever, you would get more and more and more data. The problem is, the more you add, the more you have to include worse and worse and worse boards from people that you couldn't give a crap about, right? You might as well use, no offense to my son, who's obviously very well respected in the world, but you might as well be using his board. You know what I mean? A freaking 12-year-old. At some point, you're adding garbage.
That NFL teams publicly share a board of their own, do they? Do they kind of keep that on the down low, or do they? I mean, I think that's when a consensus big board would be valuable if it was an average of the 32 teams boards. And
right.
No, I mean, obviously the media doesn't know what they're talking about most of the time. And or a lot of the time, maybe when, let's say if you and Cullen and I and Andy put our boards together, that probably wouldn't be a real valuable resource, would it? I mean, no offense, but...
No, yeah, exactly.
But if the NFL teams actually had a board, an honest board of guys they were ranking from 1 to 100, every NFL team, and they had a consensus big board of those, an average of those views on players, I think that would be a valuable resource. So, but I don't know if they share that data, or I don't think NFL teams really do that. Do they? Anyways, I'm talking out my butt. All right then, Rico out. Y'all have a good week. It's Monday.
Yeah, they don't really, but there is one kind of funny caveat, and that is a lot of the consensus, the way that I've always viewed it is early on you have kind of a lot of garbage. There's not a lot of people that actually know what the heck is going on. They don't know what they're talking about. You start to see the boards come together a little bit more, and a lot of that has to do with insiders talking to, not that teams are revealing their boards necessarily, but you've got people talking to frickin' people that are in the know, scouts and whatnot. And without getting specifics, you start to say, okay, they're a little higher on this guy, they're a little lower on that guy. And so the reason it's that I say that it's kind of funny is what we end up having are consensus boards. And the way that the consensus boards work is the people that don't know anything pay attention to the people that do know stuff, like Daniel Jeremiah. And where does Daniel Jeremiah get his information? Not that he doesn't do his own scouting and evaluation, but he has a lot of good contacts. And so essentially, the consensus boards are, in a way, based on the team boards. And then we judge the teams based on the consensus boards that are really based on the teams. It's like... It's dumb no matter what. I don't know what's dumber. basing it on a stupid consensus board by people that are less smart than the teams, or judging them against their own boards and saying you're stupid because you didn't follow the boards that we only think are valuable because you built them because you're smart. I don't know which one's dumber, but they're both pretty stupid. Uncle Rico Part 2.
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico.
Yo.
So I listened to the pod, and I'm confused about your future AI society.
Oh, here we go.
You
Don't
said
get me started.
that the companies are going to use robots
Yes,
to produce the product,
correct.
and they're going to pay an employee to sit home.
Well, that part I don't know. I'm just trying to theorize how it could work. I kind of made that part up, but it's an option.
And they're going to pay so I don't understand what the employee's in for, so they can actually have.
His job is to be a consumer and buy the products. Otherwise, this whole thing falls apart. Somebody's got to actually buy the crap we're producing.
The people at home have money, so they pay them. So
Yep.
I'm confused how this works. If the company is paying the person at home so they have money to buy their product, it's all the company's money? I'm baffled. Or who buys the products? And with whose money? Companies can't just give money to people so that they return the money to them to buy their products. I'm really confused.
Kind of reminds me of that skit from Always Sunny. And I don't actually, it's funny because I've seen Always Sunny. I didn't even, first of all, I didn't realize that show was still going. I had no idea. Hilarious show. But I watch on YouTube, instead of police shooting people, I've started to watch funny things at night. And one of them that I watch all the time is the funniest clips of Always Sunny in Philadelphia or whatever. And one of the ones that keeps popping up is, and again, I don't fully understand the context because I didn't see the full episode, but they essentially hand out fake money, and then they come back in and they buy drinks with the fake money. And they're trying to explain how, like, this is how the economy works, and then we just keep people to keep coming back in. And then they have the revelation, at what point do we actually make money? But I guess, well, I'll let you finish.
I need to see this in some kind of.
Got to write it down, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work in my brain. Of course, I don't have a very great brain, so I'm listening to you trying to figure this out. But the way it sounds is nobody works, but people still have money. That doesn't work for me because people have to have money to buy the products the company are producing, and people aren't going to have money. But you said the companies that are producing the products are going to give people money, so that doesn't make sense because they need to get outside money to have money. They can't give people money and the people give them back money because it's the same money and it's not enough.
Yeah.
They have to give like out $1 and get back $10, and they can't get back $10 because they only gave out $1. Mm-hmm. Baffled. All right then, Rico out. Help a brother out.
I'm trying to paint a picture here, but let's just, one of the things that I had said was it's kind of like for the cost, instead of you, let's say they swap you out with 10 robots for the price. And those 10 robots can do about 100 times the amount of work that you can do. Let's just say you work in a factory and you produce things. So you produced 100 things a day. These things produce 1,000 per day times 10, so 10,000 things per day. So for the same cost, we can go from 100 to 10,000 things a day. Now, if that was you still working there, what would they have to do? They'd have all this money and they'd have to pay it to you. Now, because you're not there, they could say, well, screw you. I'm not paying anyone. I'm taking all the profit. But profit to who? Who's paying for all this crap? Everybody just got fired and nobody has any money. However, if the money generated by the robots means I can pay Uncle Rico, and in fact, I can actually give him a raise, and so I'm going to pay you, $100 an hour, and your job is to, I don't know, not come to work. The company operates basically the same way. Now, I might have exaggerated with the 10,000 compared to 100, but whatever. It's exaggeration for the sake of illustration, I guess. But don't get hung up on that part because then it kind of falls apart for a different reason. But anyways, it operates the same way. They pay the employee. The employee has money. The employee then goes out and purchases products and goods, not necessarily from you, but from everybody. And so the money keeps going around and around. And no, they don't give all their money, just like they wouldn't give all their money now. I mean, it's the same thing. How could it work with employees if, they make money and then they just give it to all their employees? No, they keep the profits of it. It works the exact same way. There's just an intermediary, and it works for everybody. I mean, I understand that a lot of people are like, I don't want to do that, and I'd want you go work somewhere. So you go get a construction job or something. I don't think robots will take that for a while. You can do whatever you want. That's the point is, these companies are going to be making a lot of money and a lot more money. And it's not going to happen all at once. So theoretically, they could just replace, like Amazon is already doing, replacing their employees with robots. And they're not going to get taxed, and they're just going to make a lot more money. I actually looked at the math on that, and it was pretty staggering, the amount of money they're going to make in addition. It's somewhat marginal initially. It's like 1/3 the cost to have a robot for a year compared to an employee for a year. However, the turnover at Amazon is shocking. It's like 110% over the course of a year. And the price to replace somebody is like, I don't know, $20,000 to put them through training and everything else. So you think about the total cost, plus an entire HR department that's dealing with all your BS. It is a shocking amount of money to deal with human beings and all their crap. So they're going to be making significantly higher profits. The problem is, as everybody starts to do that, now we have a bunch of people with no work and no money. Now, that's bad because, well, for the government standpoint, we can't do that to people. This is immoral. This is a problem. But also, even from the company's standpoint, your entire, like, who's buying stuff on Amazon when everybody's poor? The prices are going to go down as the cost of things go down because of AI and robotics, which is nice, and that helps us. But I don't have income. I don't have a freaking job. So I can't buy your crap. So it becomes beneficial at some point. There is a tipping point where we have to start looking at, we have to tax these companies, and we have to redistribute that money. And do I trust that that's going to happen in an efficient way? Absolutely not, because it has to go through the government, which is why I don't want to do it that way. I would rather have people sign on to companies to have it where it's like every 10, whatever robots you have or however much compute you use for AI, for every however many, you have to employ somebody. That's the way I'd rather do it. That way the money goes directly to the person. The coverage, you get health insurance, you get vision, you get dental, you get contributions to your 401k, you get all these things directly from the company. I don't want it to go into the government and then the government says, here's $1,000 check. F you, dude. That's not what I want. But again, that's my way of doing it. But the bottom line is everything stays the same. The companies produce a ton of crap. The prices go through the floor, but they still maintain massive profits. We get money through some BS UBI program, Universal Basic Income, which is going to be stupid and government run, which is not the way I'd like to do it, but that's what's going to happen, which is going to cause waste and nonsense. But there's going to have to be a leveling out. And the transition period is a nightmare. I don't know how you get there. Because if you do my thing, everybody is going to rush immediately. I want that job where I don't have to do anything. That's the job I want. And nobody's going to want to do any other freaking job. It's kind of the situation we're in with like work from home. Good luck getting a work from home job. And if you have a job where somebody has to show up and like put on a uniform and do manual labor, you probably could hire somebody or you could probably get hired in like 15 seconds because nobody wants to leave their house and go get a job. But I don't know. That transition period is going to happen at some point. Apparently, we have a massive labor shortage right now, meaning there's a lot more jobs than people. So the robotics thing is going to just be flooding for a long time before anyone gives a crap. But unless and until we hit that tipping point of, okay, now the robotics and the AI are taking more jobs than are available, and people who are genuinely trying can't find jobs, now we're going to have to do something. And again, I know some people think this is like fan fiction or whatever, but what I'm telling you is trillions of dollars are poured into this and everybody's invested in it. Every major company right now is in Facebook, Meta, has gone out and bought a robotics company. Google is in robotics. AI is in robotics. Everybody's getting it. And Elon has said robotics is going to be the first $1 trillion company. It's going to be way bigger than AI. And it will be, because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? That's my biggest question. And I know I get hung up on the AI stuff. You guys need to stop talking to me about this. But that's my biggest question. Why would it not go in this direction? You own a company. Human beings suck. They whine, they complain, they call in sick, they show up late, they only want to work 8 hours, and they want raises every single year, and then they quit, and then you have to hire somebody else, and that guy's a jag-off, and this guy steals, and this guy's smoking pot in the back room when he's supposed to be working. Robots don't do any of that. They cost way less money. They work 24 hours a day. They don't complain. They don't need an HR department. We don't need any of this crap. Why in the world would I hire you instead of that robot? Why? Because I'm nice? Because I want to give away charity? You think I started a business for a charity? If I wanted to start a charity, I'd start a charity. I'd start a business to make money. If you want to start a charity, go start a charity. Or do both, but have it separate. You don't simultaneously run a charity and a business. Yes, I'm going to replace you as soon as I can if it means that this thing works better and I don't have to deal with your bull crap anymore. Human beings suck, dude. You ever talk to an AI, how patient they are? Could you imagine if your AI conversations were a human being, how long ago it would have told you to shut up? Bro, shut up. I don't know. Leave me alone. They don't care. You could talk to this thing all day. Oh, yeah, you want to know about frickin' Roman history? Yeah, sure. I'll talk about that for 4 hours and then frickin' do whatever. And then I'll build you a website randomly because it just popped into your head. Okay, here's the website. Oh, this website that I worked really hard on, you think it's stupid? You want to close the tab and never come back to it? No problem. Now what do you want to talk about? They can answer the phone and not have a frickin' attitude? Just be happy all the time? 24 hours a day? No problems? Zero complaints? But yeah, I'm going to hire frickin' the 24-year-old with an attitude, thinks the life owes her everything. It's not going to happen. They're better than us. That's it. They're better. They're cheaper. And it's going to raise our quality of life. We just have to figure out how to navigate this problem that we're going to have. Surplus is a good thing. It's beneficial to everybody. It's why we've all been raised out of poverty. When the entire world was living on less than $1 a day, and now look at the massive wealth across the entire world, it happens because of surplus. Surplus is good. We should want more of it. And robotics and AI are going to give us that, and that's good. But again, we just got to navigate this thing. We'll figure it out because we have to, because it's in everybody's best interest. Oh, but the billionaires need us to have money. Okay? So, yeah, maybe they're the most evil people in the world, but you know what? If we don't have money and we don't buy their crap, they don't get their billions anymore. So they need to pay us money so that we can buy their bull crap. And if you're not going to give me a job because robots are doing all the jobs, then you got to find another way to give me your money so I can buy your bull crap. All right? But one final thing, because I think maybe that's where the confusion, it's not money passing back and forth. They give me $10, I give them the $10 back. Remember that value is in the creation of the new good. So when they build a new car and I spend money to buy the car, that's the variable. This car didn't exist and now it does. That is surplus value. That's $50,000 that was created out of $100 worth of scrap bullcrap from the ground. Rubber and all this other stuff. And there's transportation costs and construction costs, but at the end of the day, there's $50,000 worth of value that was just generated and created. That's where the additional value comes from. That's where wealth generation comes from, is in creation. All right. That was going to be 5 seconds, but I can't do it. We'll take a break. We got one more Uncle Rico.
Yo, Brian, it's your Uncle Rico.
What's up, bro?
And a few comments. Everybody is wondering why we haven't heard from Gannon.
Yeah.
Since he's been signed to be our DC. And it's because it's in his contract and some clauses in there and stuff not to speak to the media, because every clown with a socials account was going pew 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 pew. So they've banned him from speaking to anybody, maybe even the players. I don't know. I think they use some emails and something. So anyways, pew pew. The other thing is, you were commenting on he better have some answers on how we're going to run this defense, and I prefer the vagueness myself. Just keep it vague. I kind of love those answers. Like, I don't like the well. Here's exactly what we're going to do. I like more like, we're going to kind of figure it out, kind of wing it. Yeah, we're gonna. I don't know, Parsons gonna line up, maybe at nose tackle or maybe corner, I love that shit. Keep it vague. Keep people on their toes. All right, then. Rico out. Special Ed Radio coming to you from southern Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've kind of talked about that before. The complication, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, that I have between the two different things. On one hand, I'm a fan. Well, I guess in both cases I'm a fan, but there's what's best for the team, and then there's what's best for me as a guy that just wants as much content as possible. Like the Hard Knocks. It's not good for the Packers to be on Hard Knocks. But as somebody who wants as much content, and I want to see the Packers, and I want to get a camera in there, and I want to hear these guys' personalities and blah, 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 that part of me would love for them to be on Hard Knocks. It's the same thing with, like no cameras in practice or whatever. Yeah, even if it gives you a 0.00000000001% chance at advantage, do it. Take it. Screw it. What do I care? Take the advantage. But as a fan who wants content, dude, let the cameras in there. I want to watch frickin' Matthew Golden make a one-handed catch rather than hearing about it, but I can't see it because stupid rules about cameras. So that's kind of my thing. I get what you're saying, and you're probably right. You don't need to tell me anything. But as a consumer, I guess, I want to know everything. Tell me exactly what you're going to do. Tell me the total plan and the breakdown. The other thing that's annoying is it feels, and it usually is, and we talk about it a little bit on tomorrow's podcast, as quickly as possible, just trying to run through it or whatever, but it feels like a waste of time, not to be a frickin' zoomer about it. Not that I am, but I'm becoming one with, like the TikTok brain, wherever, anything over 30 seconds is a waste of my freaking time. But, you're trying to do a lot of things at once, and it's like, all right, I guess we should do this. And it's like, I've been sitting here the whole time, and you've told me nothing. This was a complete waste. Like, why are we, and it does kind of become that where you just try to get like one nugget out of it. One thing that's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that, or that was interesting, or at least something to overreact to, or yell at the people who are overreacting. So give me something. But yeah, the vague, like, oh, we're just going to go out there and we're going to run and tackle and friggin' fight hard. And like, bro, I should have been playing video games. Like, this is a waste of my friggin' time. Like, why am I doing this? Am I listening to this nonsense? Same old bull crap every single time. It's the same old stuff. It's all a bunch of crap. Nobody cares. You're just lying to me. We're gonna be simple but complex at the same time. Like, oh, you too? Wow, that's every defensive coordinator in the history of the world is gonna be like super complex, but in a way that's like really easy for them to understand. That's so brilliant, man. Why didn't everybody think of that? Oh, they did. Okay, that's crazy. But no, I mean, there's some good stuff for tomorrow. Don't worry about it. It'll be fun. You should tune in. Garrett.
Hey, Ryan. I just calling to remind you that this upcoming weekend is Mother's Day.
Oof.
And I think it would be appropriate.
I mean, I know.
Since your wife
I totally know that.
is the brainchild of Packernet After Dark, that it's only fitting that you use AI and write for a Happy Mother's Day song. And it should be entitled, I Already Did the Dishes, and just go with it. So she won't have to nag you about doing the dishes, and you just play this song for her every Mother's Day. And quite frankly, you can just tell her, it's like, hey, don't worry about the dishes. You can do them tomorrow. There you have it. I'm out.
That's be a hilarious Mother's Day song. Don't worry about the dishes tonight, honey. They'll be there tomorrow for you. Oh, she wouldn't find that very funny, I don't think. It's funny, but I don't know if she would think it's funny. To be fair, the kids pretty much always do the dishes. I don't think her or I have done the dishes in quite a while. Maybe once in a while. Once a week we'll contribute because I'm freaking tired of staring at them. Question. Can I make my kids do the dishes and then take credit and say, I did the dishes for you, sweetheart, because I care? Is that a thing? I don't know. Good call on the Mother's Day thing. I gotta figure something out. I mean, we've been, I think every year that goes by, we kind of do less and less You know, I mean, partially it's a financial thing. It becomes more of like, is it really worth it? Like, what are we going to get you? And it always comes back to food. You try to get creative, and it just doesn't work. You know, like, oh, I got you a spa pass. I got this was a long time ago. It was like a salt float thing in Madison. So you go in a dark room, and there's like music, and you float in this water that's, I guess, warm and it's salty, so that you float. And I don't know. It sounded cool, and I'm like, go take a day. You know, go have a U day. She never used it, not once. You know, it's always a banger? Cheesecake. It's just a banger. Like, if you can get high quality cheesecake, it's even better. She loves Cheesecake Factory, probably her favorite thing in the world. You get her Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, you know. Otherwise, you try to get creative, and it's like, what are we doing here? Why are we messing up a good thing? You know what's a banger every time. I mean, you can go to the grocery store and get the cheap cheesecake, and it's a 8.5 out of 10 every time, and a high 5. You know, I'll take that. It's a win. It's a win every time. Same with me. I don't need anything. You know what I mean? I mean, even a steak is a little much. I mean, I don't know. Got you some freaking chicky nugs, dude. Like, what? The best Father's Day ever. Thank you. That's awesome. It's good for me. Nico.
Ryan, how the heck are you?
I am
this
heckin'
is Nico
good.
From beautiful Idaho. I'm sorry, from really...
Got some Idaho potatoes in the air fryer right now as we speak, so I appreciate you. Thank you for sending those.
grotesque Idaho.
Okay.
I don't know why people move here. I wish I would.
I don't think people do move here.
All you people thinking you're going to get a wild hair in your goat and move to Idaho, don't do it. It's absolutely horrible. It's disgusting. If anyone else calls in from Idaho, please tell them it's disgusting.
Okay.
Freaking gross. Anyway, Ryan, I got a bone to pick with you, buddy.
What does that mean? Now what did I do?
No, normally.
Everyone's mad at me today.
I got on the wrong lane. Let me get it back in the good lane. You know, I think you said a no. You lied. Well, I don't know if you lied.
Here we go.
I think you just said an untrue.
Here we go.
You just said something that's not true.
I get it.
And
What? What did I
as
do?
you get older in life, like I can't play basketball anymore. I definitely can't play any.
The more they qualify it, the worse it is. You know, it's like just lay it on me, dude. What did I do, man?
Running around sports. I could golf.
Sorry.
To be honest, my legs are kind of sore afterwards, even if with the cart. Definitely ain't walking. But I can't do that stuff anymore. So as you get older, you worry about things that really no one cares about. And mine is if you say something that's not true.
Oh, jeez.
Thing pops up in my brain.
See what I mean?
Right now, you're probably wondering, what did you say that was not true?
Dude, for real.
Trust me, you are going to be so disappointed when I say this because you're probably going to hang up on me and stuff. But you said that Russell Wilson only got teased for 3 years for making his unlimited video, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I tease him on the daily. Like when I used to work with a Seattle Seahawks fan. I didn't work with him, but in the business I was in, I talked to him a lot. And every chance I could, I'd say unlimited. I'd be calling about a part. Hey, is that part unlimited? He was a parts guy. And he'd be like, no, Nico, it's not unlimited. And, it's funny. That was possibly one of the most cringe videos
100%.
someone has ever made. And here's the funny thing.
I don't even know what I said wrong. I feel like my entire thing was that was the most cringe thing that's ever happened, and that's why he shouldn't be here.
Is that it wasn't made, no one filmed him saying that, and then it just got out, like me saying something stupid. Oh, that's on YouTube, and then everyone knows I'm a dummy, right? That's not the case. And if you guys haven't seen the unlimited video, you're missing out. I think about it all the time. I think about that one. I think about the Japanese pilots' names. If you haven't seen that video, just go to YouTube, type in lines. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. It's like a 35-second clip. Funniest thing in the world. Anyways, back to Mr. Unlimited. Holy moly, 3 minutes already.
Part 2. Again, I still don't know what I said wrong because I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think what I said. I know I made a comment about the time frame in terms of how good he was. I don't know. I don't remember what I said. I don't know what I said wrong.
Sorry, I rabbit trailed.
All good.
I can rabbit trail off of a rabbit trail's rabbit trail.
I get it.
I think I think me and Uncle Rico are like related somehow.
I think so.
I'm very scatterbrained like that, and that's the way to be. People that are normal and think straight, boring. Anyways, so this video, Mr. Unlimited. Like I said, it's not something someone captured him. He filmed it. So he filmed it himself. I believe it was like in his house or something, you know. So he filmed it himself, right? And then I'm just gonna assume he did it in one take. But what if he like messed up a couple times and had to redo it, right? And he kept doing the Mr. Unlimited. And then after he filmed it, let's say he filmed it 3 times because he kept, stuttering or whatever. He's a perfectionist, right, Russell? And let's just say after that, after he filmed it, a few times, and he watched it, and then he said, yep, that's going out on the airwaves. That's amazing. So it's the most cringe. So there's a couple other sport ones that are kind of up there. There's the Mike Tyson, he broke his spine.
That's the
most of
best.
You see that. Spinal. Amazing.
I got to make
Just
a song
amazing.
out of that. That's so
Live
good.
on camera. The little boxer, and I was like, oh, you broke your back. Yeah, spinal. Oh, wow, you broke your spine. Like, probably sure you didn't do that, but hey, I ain't going to tell that beast you're wrong. And then my favorite blooper was our good buddy Joe Namath. Some of you youngins maybe don't know who Joe Namath is. He was quarterback for the Jets back in the 50s or 20s or 30s, a long time ago, way before me. And he did the whole we're gonna win. He ran off the field with his finger pointed up, blah blah blah. Well, he was getting interviewed during I think it was Chad Pennington's probably his Monday night debut as the new Jets quarterback, and he's sitting on the sideline, Broadway Joe, looking like Broadway Joe does. And Michelle Tufoy is interviewing him, and she's talking about how the Jets are struggling. And he looks down. He was looking at her like I look at a perfectly cooked ribeye when I'm starving. And he goes, I could care less if they're struggling. By the way, side joke, he struggled to say the word struggling. I think that in itself is funny. And then she looked up at him and she started saying something. He just goes, I want to kiss you. It's the best. I remember watching that Monday night going, did you just try to pick up Michelle Tufoy on live TV? I mean, so that tells you what kind of guy he is. So anyways, Ryan, I'm not really mad, but I just wanted to talk about Russell Wilson being a cringe.
I think the kids call that being a Chad, but I don't really know. I haven't got my lingo down. Something about maxing. He's pickup maxing or something. I don't know, man. I'm working on it. Okay, I don't know the words. I don't know how they work. I actually had AI list out like all the different ways that they use these. You got to sit down and study it, and then by the time you learn it, they've moved on to something else that's completely stupid.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Russell being cringe. And let me tell you, I am 100% for him going on TV and just looking like a frickin' retard. By the way, that's another thing you said. We can't say the R word. No, we can't. Retard is back. Retarded. It's all back. We can use it again.
Right. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
All the time when I was a kid.
Sorry.
That's retarded. No one cares. Even the retards were like, yep, that's retarded. They would agree with you. Because you weren't talking about being actually retarded,
No, yeah.
So, no one got offended. But then in this new offensive world that everyone's offended about everything for crying out loud, it got stupid. And my kids were in high school during the you can't say retarded. They tried to correct me. No, Dad, you can't say retarded. I'm like, oh, watch this. I sure can. Not saying retarded is retarded. But sorry for your show. Your show won't get canceled. Retarded is back. I'm letting everyone know retarded is back. Please use it often. My wife still hates it. But you know what? She picked me. It's not my fault. She thought she could change me. Joke's on her. Anyways, hey, it's a beautiful day here in lovely Idaho. Crappy Idaho. Wish I would have ever come here. No one else come here, please. Everyone stay close. Have a great day. And I don't know what to say. Oh, what do we call it? Collar roulette. Collar Russian roulette. Is anyone from Russia around here? Because that would be like a hat trick. Well, what's 2 things? You get roulette and then Russian roulette. Anyways, I'm going to say Drew from Green Bay. Drew, Let's do this. There's literally no prize involved, and it's all for nothing because everyone will forget afterwards. But Drew, we got you. We got this. All right, Drew. Come on, Drew. No, seriously, Drew. Please come in.
Well, we'll take a break and we'll find out if Drew is in fact on the other side. Boy, how to comment? I'll say this. I don't know if I'm positive I've never told this story, and I don't know outside of the four people that were in the room that anybody knows this story. My brother, my ex stepbrother. Yeah. I always say my brother was, and people think he died. No, he was my brother, and then they got divorced. He's not technically my brother anymore. Whatever. When I was a kid growing up, I had two brothers and a sister. One of my brothers, my older brother, is autistic. And like you said, back in the day, you just kind of throw that word around all the time. It's not a big deal. I accidentally threw it at him one time in front of my parents, and that didn't go super well for me. So you got to be careful. You just get a little loose-lipped with it and get yourself in trouble. Or me. In the case of what's going to happen here. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Libsyn ads. Libsyn ads. Libsyn ads. Get it? Yeah. Libsyn ads is an actual advertiser
I get it.
on your podcast.
Yep.
And I laugh every time I hear it because they say it just like you heard it. All right, bye.
So funny too, because isn't that like a saying as far as like, you know, like when you eat all of an animal, you eat the lips and ads. I don't know. Hilarious. Nico, you failed. Batman, what's going on?
All right, Batman. So first off, obviously, excuse me, obviously,
yep,
you have to use.
You okay? Batman?
My people don't use turn signals and just decide to come into your lane. That was awesome.
Woo! Almost hit the Batmobile, bro.
Good reactions, baby, even at 50 years old. Fantastic. So anyway, you should definitely use AI and have a F slur, R slur, B slur, A squared, B squared, D squared, D bag, compilation song or something.
All
You
right.
got to use AI to do that.
All right, we can do that.
Pump that out.
We can do
yes,
that.
Please.
We can do that.
Call
What was
it
the other?
Cancel Culture Club.
What was the other thing I said I was going to make? I just said it today. We got to do a song about that. This is why I got to write stuff down.
Or something. I don't know.
Our
Anywho,
song. Got it.
Tyrod Taylor. Great dude. Honestly, wow. I don't know if I'm being over optimistic because I'm usually pretty optimistic with the Packer goggles on, but
Yeah.
I try to be level-headed, but it just seems like this offseason has been masterclass by Judy, man. So pretty impressive.
I'm so glad you said that because on tomorrow's podcast, that revelation hit me like as we were talking about a thing, and I just go off on a little bit of a tangent of like, you know what? He's actually had a fantastic offseason. So everyone just shut up.
Just overall with everything going on, can't wait for football to start.
Heck yeah.
I think we need to get a couple of guys back. I definitely think Tucker Kraft is a linchpin and
Marshawn Lloyd.
absolutely necessary
That's
at the tight end
secret.
position to make this offense run at 100% as opposed to 80%, which is very good anyway. But that, I think, is huge. I think the bank signing needs to show itself. $77 million for a dude that seems like a rotational piece at this point. But they've done a really good job this year, man, in plugging in those holes. I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm still alive.
Good.
Bye.
You had me worried there for a minute. That song is written down. Was the other one just about, was it just the wife song? Is that what it was? I thought it was something else. I don't know. No, I'm with you. And again, you will find out that I'm not lying when you listen to tomorrow's podcast, because that was a revelation that I had. Which again, we always end up in sync with this podcast thing. I don't know what it is. But I should go check on my Idaho potatoes here pretty soon. But I hear you, Batman, and I am with you 100%. I think it hasn't been flashy, and that's why everyone says they're having a bad offseason, because it's either flashy or bad. That's the binary that everybody lives by, including most Packer fans, from what I can tell. But I genuinely think when you look at the little details, you kind of look at what all got stitched together, and you go, this is pretty freaking good. Even the offensive line, which I criticize to the hilt. You look at today and say, okay, let's say we did your plan and they got rid of Banks and they got rid of Sean Ryan. Where are we at right now? Yeah, not great. So looks like they had a little bit of a better forethought into, what was going to happen and how we can end up in May with a team that's ready to play football.
Ryan, Batman.
What's up?
You're right. All those commercials are beyond anything that we kind of grew up with, but also remember we had the J.C. Penney catalog. So there's that.
We promised to never speak of those things, Bruce. Remember, when you become a man, you have to sign off on a form that says we will not speak of these things. So I'd just like everyone to know that Bruce has betrayed his oath. All right, let's do one more. Uncle Rico, what's going on?
Yo, Ryan, it's your Uncle Rico.
Yo.
Hey, I was just curious about the Chase Claypool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he in the Packers minicamp? 32 teams. He wants to be in an NFL team, clearly, and he shows up at the Packers camp. Are the Packers, the only ones that would let him come? Did he choose the Packers? You know what I mean? Is there any teams does he think we're wide receiver needy? Is there teams that are wide receiver needy that he maybe have a better chance of cracking a spot on? I just kind of got to think about that. Why the Packers? Why did he choose the Packers, or did the Packers choose him? I'm not sure how that works. All right, then. Rico out. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Well, yeah, I can't know what the answer to that question is. I think probably ditching Dobbs and Wicks maybe gave the impression that the Packers are, got to remember, he's not looking for he's not going to get a starting job. He looks like he might not even play in the NFL anymore. I mean, his career is, if you're working in a mini camp like that, your career's probably come to an end. There were probably several teams that just weren't interested at all. The Bears, he was already on that team. Several teams he's already been on. And so, yeah, the Packers wanted to put together a list. They probably figured, hey, let's give him a shot. He's a pretty athletic guy or whatever. He's got some experience. Let's see if there's anything left in the tank. We might as well, compared to, we're not dealing with the best of the best, obviously, at this point. It's a tryout. So it's probably just a combination of that. His options were limited and felt like, the Packers maybe gave him the best shot, and the Packers also were one of the teams that was willing. So either way, that's basically come and gone. Not to say they can't do something later, but as of right now, none of those guys ended up getting signed. So Claypool continues to see if he can find a job somewhere. The hunt is not going very well, but all right, I am out of here. You all have a good day. What was I going to tell you? I don't know if maybe I did tell you. I don't know, but one of the things that I had told you I was going to do is work on a little spreadsheet for the salary cap. If you are a subscriber on Patreon, you can see that I followed through on my promise. Now, here's the thing. And usually when I do this, I'm kind of like, there's always that thing that's like, yeah, but it could be better with X, Y, and Z. So here's the deal. If you're on Patreon, free subscribers, this is not one of the things for you. If you're in for even $1 a month, then you can see this. Any amount, and you can see it. But what I did is you take the highest percentage that there's been since 2011. I didn't go back to Barry Sanders in 97 where running backs got $1 billion or anything like that. But I think it goes back to 2011. The highest percentage. So, for example, the highest percentage in that span was Joe Burrow at quarterback. Whatever that percentage is, 24% or something, I don't know. You apply that to the salary cap throughout, including into the future. And you do that for all the positions, and that gives you an idea of what the actual ceiling is at each position. So when you look at wide receiver, and you say, I think receivers are at about 30 million, you could look at it number one and say, okay, this is where my brain's at. My brain is back in like 2022, and it needs to update because we're beyond 40. We're at like 42, 43 or something. I don't know why I don't just pull up the spreadsheet. It's right in front of me, but I don't feel like clicking. That's a lot of work. Anywho, that spreadsheet is up there. Now, if you'd like the more complex spreadsheet, it's a work in progress. It's ugly. It's whatever. Packersgames.com. There is a free tools section over there. Again, I got to work on that. But one of the things I'd like to do is have a little selector where you could go through and say, okay, highest ever, and then maybe a little bit more of a marginal. I don't know how to find that, but I want to try to find like a marginal, like average, or kind of like not like the high, but like what's a normal, not like the highest ever, but like a decent percentage. So like that one guy got 12%, but the next highest was like 9. You know what I mean? Something like that. But then also, I thought it would be cool to add different Packers at different times. So for quarterback, you got Jordan Love's most recent. You can click on that or go through and whatever. At wide receiver, we can have Devontae and Jordy and all that. It just got so you can see as an example. It would also be decent too if you say, okay, I want to pay him as such and I think he's worth roughly what frickin' Clay got at this time or something. Okay, what was that? And then, you know what I mean? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. See, now I got myself thinking in terms of like I should add entire rosters. So I don't know. I'm getting myself too much work to do. But there you go. So if you want to have the Excel file that you can download yourself, it's on Patreon right now. I'm going to try to get something. It's already up kind of, but it's not even correct at this point. It's close to correct over at packersgames.com and under tools. So anywho, thank you to everybody that subscribes on Patreon. I appreciate all your support. It really helps with my situation over here and trying to get you all this content and be able to do this full time for you guys. So I appreciate everybody that's able to support the work that I do. Appreciate you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Just going to need you to pay close attention. There will be a quiz. The A word, the B word, the C, and the D. The E word, the F word. Wait, which one is free? The G word's offensive. The H word's a mess. The I word is iffy. Depends on your stress. The J word's been canceled since sometime last spring. The K word's a no-no. The L word's a thing. The M word, oh buddy, you better stand back. The N word, the O word, there's no coming back. Just keep going. Don't stop. P is problematic. Q is in flux. R is restricted. S apparently sucks. T is now toxic. U's under review. V's very offensive to someone brand new. By the time I reach W, X, Y, and Z, I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? And I forgot how to speak. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Half of these will get you canceled, apparently. H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Don't say that one, don't say that one, don't say that one again. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. There's a word in there that's coming after you. V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you cancel me? The R word, the old word, there's a new word for that. The B word's offensive, depending on the chat. The C word means 2 things. Wait, now it means 4. The D word is dated, we don't use it no more. The F word is footnotes, there's a form you can sign. The G word's acceptable in certain time frames, but the time frame expired in 2009. I'm exhausted. So I searched for the handbook, it was 80 pages long. Updated on Tuesday, the Tuesday page was wrong. Downloaded the hotline, pressed 1 for support. Got put on hold for 45 minutes, then the call was cut short. I just wanted to say that the thing was, the thing, the situation with the people and the stuff. Yeah, that. Look, I've been informed that I cannot describe it, but I strongly feel some type of way about it, and I would love to express my nuanced opinion. But first I gotta get approved by the committee. The committee. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Half of these will get you canceled, apparently. H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Don't say that one, don't say that one, don't say that one again. O,
Won't you cancel me?
This message has been approved by the Department of Approved Messages.
Pending review.
The review is also under review.
Pending review.
We'll get back to you.
We won't get back to you.
Bum, 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 bum.